Hello again, and welcome to one of the most special places I think I've ever seen. These, I should say, are the headwaters of the Mississippi River. So in order to get here, I had to drive about 20 miles of this. Which then turned into about 4.5 or 5 miles of this. In order to get here. I had a different expectation when I was headed this way. I thought I was going to basically where the tourists would go, which I am one, where there's a sign that says you're at the headwaters of the Mississippi. I know it can't be far, but for whatever reason Google brought me here, and I'm not going to fight it. I'm just going to call this it, because I know it's close by where the official spot is, but I'm just thinking to myself that I'm supposed to be here instead. I mean, look at this place. It is absolutely stunning. We're way up in northern Minnesota, heading to International Falls, and I knew that I wanted to see the headwaters of the Mississippi once I knew I was going to be close by. So I punched it into the maps, and here we are at this remote location. No cell phone signal, no other people, just me, the dragonflies, the fish, the birds, the wind, which I'm grateful for because it's not buggy, but flew away. There's dragonflies all over, and they're supposed to eat the bugs and the mosquitoes, so they are our friends, and they're really cool. But you know, I'm just a curious guy. When I knew that I was going to be close to the headwaters of the Mississippi, I knew I had to be here, and I knew I wanted to bring you along with me. So here we are. That's pretty much it. My curiosity is somewhat satiated. I'd like to know more about it, other than the basics. You know, it's the second longest river in the United States, or North America for that matter, and second only to the Missouri River, which is that way, I think. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter, does it? And we might go to those headwaters, but I think I'll just make this part of a broader video of International Falls when I get there. We're a couple hours away from that. I'm going to get back in the van after enjoying this for another 20 or 30 minutes. Yeah. I turn all the electronics off, sit and listen to the birds, soak up the sun, and enjoy nature at its finest. This is a really, really, really amazing place. And I hope you enjoy the view, as I know I am. Let's get you up a little higher here. Nobody, just us. That's it. No traffic, no stop signs, no stores, no cell phone signals, nothing. So enjoy it, and I will see you in International Falls, or beforehand if something interesting happens. So this is Highway 71 in Minnesota, northbound, heading to International Falls. And I had to start filming this just to show you what it is like here. It is wildly remote. It is super disconnected from everything. It's unreal. The feeling that I have right now is completely amazing. Just to be this far removed from cities and infrastructure, except for this road, it's just so bizarre. Oh my goodness. It's so intense in a good way. I just feel so awesome right now thinking about what it's going to be like to get to Rainy Lake, International Falls, Minnesota, right across from Canada. We're going to try to sneak in there like a Mexican into San Diego. So stay tuned. We're going to be there in a bit. Well, here we are in International Falls. As mentioned, I thought I would just tack some sightseeing onto the backside of the video from the headwaters, and then there's the clip of driving down the 71, which was amazing. What didn't make it to video yesterday was a really cool experience. After I left the headwaters, I wanted to kind of know where I was in relationship to where I tried to be, where the sign was and all that. And I went to a bar. Wish I could remember the name of the town. Soul something, Minnesota. Anyway, long story short, I walk in this bar, you know, and everybody looks at me. It's a bar slash restaurant, but it's more of a bar. And it's pretty full. It's a Sunday afternoon. And I walk in and they're just instantly aware that I'm not from around there because it's all locals. And I ended up, I talked to the lady behind the bar, some old gal from wherever that was, and I said, hey, you know, I'm trying to figure out, and they just thought, this is just so weird that this guy is showing up here and asking questions about the Mississippi headwater. It turns out I'm 30 miles away from where I was supposed to go. And but the fun part was that I ended up coming back out to the van and getting a big stack of American flag stickers, happy faces, and some other stuff, and taking them back in. And I said, oh, I thought I'd make it even weirder. And literally the whole bar just looks at me like, what the fuck? And I start handing out flags, and I tell you, the place erupted. Everybody was laughing and having a good time and wanted me to stay and drink. And of course, they even got a bigger laugh when I said, well, actually, I'm looking for an AA meeting. It was awesome. I wish that stuff could be on video. It was just hilarious, you know. But that's, for those that know me, you know me well, that's the kind of guy I am. I'll just go anywhere and talk to everybody. So that was really fun. I wish that could have been on video, but things like that, you just can't manufacture it. So anyway, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to load the, I'm going to mount the camera on the bike. Just going to jump on the road bike and head on out to basically where this road ends. And I'm probably just going to use the camera today to video stuff that looks interesting and just put it together and just call this the Northern Minnesota video. And I'm not looking to go on a hardcore bike ride. I'm dressed for it just in case a bike ride does break out. I'll be ready to go. But for the most part, I'm just going to use it as a way to be out in nature. Even though I'm in the city now, I'll be out in the boonies and just breathing the fresh air, looking at the clouds. It's really windy. Canada's right there, so stay tuned. Let's go see what we can find out there on the road in Minnesota, and I'll see you in a bit. Well, here's our first interesting thing to see. So going through those pipes up there, I'm assuming it's the wood chips. So that's not traffic or wind you're hearing, that's the sound of the wood chips going through there and heading over there. So somebody who knows about this stuff might leave a comment and tell us more about it, or I might run into somebody later and figure it out myself. But anyway, that's kind of cool. Something you don't see in Los Angeles, that's for damn sure. Well, this could actually be one of those clips that I'm threatening to do, like compile a bunch of footage for Vanlife oddities on the road, and this would be one of them. I was telling my buddy Carlos that every town you go into, there's this giant bearded dude with fur all over him and dressed in animal skins and usually holding an axe. Maybe I got that wrong. This guy's got guns, but anyway, this is what you see up here in northern Minnesota. Everywhere you go, you see big statues of dudes like this. So I guess we're at the point of Rainier, in historic village on Rainy Lake. So I think we'll just go down there, check it out. Looks like it's pretty short. See what we can find. Well, we're just pulling into Rainier Beach on Rainy Lake, and see that sign, the story of my life, no overnight parking, because this would be a great spot to park for a night's sleep in van life. But as I've said many times before, that doesn't exist in this sphere. So we'll just take a quick look just for posterity, right? Awful pretty place, isn't it? Well, we've come to the end of the road and the Shasha Resort. Let's go down here and set a spell. Well, where are we? We're at the end of some road, about 15 miles east of International Falls. This is Rainy Lake, part of Rainy Lake, and they've, like so many lakes, not like actually lakes in Minnesota. Let me digress a little bit and give you a little fun fact. Minnesota has 14,444 lakes documented of 10 acres or more. So it's actually the land of 14,440 lakes and not 10,000. Anyway, this particular lake was actually, it's part of a dam system used in the logging industry around here. And it's really curious to me. I was told the story yesterday or day before by a guy who knows a lot about this area. And it is, it reminds me of Clarkdale, Arizona, where there's slag piles from the copper mines up in Jerome. And the technology back in the day when they made those piles, those slag piles, was, you know, there's a lot of copper left over in there. So they're actually mining slag piles, not just in Clarkdale, but all over. Well, here it's very similar. There's a bunch of logs that are at the bottom of the lake that sank for one reason or another. And they're really, really valuable. Apparently they're preserved in some way, and they're huge from their old growth. You know, nowadays they just get a bunch of new stuff. So they're really valuable, and they're going down there and getting them. So unbelievable what we do in this world, isn't it? But this is pretty. So I'm gonna just hang out here a little while. I'm gonna head on back and see if we find anything else. We'll go from there. Well, we're back. We did just shy of 37 miles. I didn't see as much interesting stuff as I thought I might for video anyway. I had a good time. I went sightseeing. So here's a couple still shots from my camera that I took. That's about it. I'm going to wrap up this little bit of Minnesota meandering for now. Maybe we'll come up with some other stuff in a little bit, but for now, that is it. Hope you're having a great day. So goodbye from International Falls, Minnesota.